is going to decrease in their retirement years. In my experience, it's infrequent that that occurs. You probably want to take some time, work with a tax planning professional to, figure out, am I really going to be paying less tax? And right now, the political and economic environment, most people are thinking taxes are going to increase in the future. So if you think you're paying lower tax now than you will during the distribution years, then that's a condition that would make it advantageous to go ahead and convert.
Right.
And if you if you would like to, like you were saying earlier, go ahead and let the account accumulate for your beneficiaries.
Yes. So most of us know that at least under the Obama's budget and so forth, his plan is, at least for people who have income of more than $250,000 a year, to have some, some substantial tax increases. That's another reason why 2010 is a particularly pivotal year and an attractive year to think about making one of these conversions. So I guess we can say it's lucky or fortuitous that that this election became available this year and the ability to do the conversion in 2010.
Right.
And I don't think it was totally accidental, folks. I think that they're trying to raise some money. Okay. So let's move on. When is it not advantageous to convert?
So if the beneficiary on your account is a charity, you probably wouldn't want to convert because those charities don't pay income tax, so you wouldn't want to pay it for them.
Right.
You probably wouldn't want to convert if you have to take a distribution from the account to pay the tax, like I was saying earlier. And in contrast to my previous requirement of having a long time horizon, if you have a short time horizon, it's probably not good to convert. And also if you think your taxes are going to decrease.
Right. So again, we were talking about the situation of the people that are leaving the money for the beneficiaries. So I have a client who's in his 80s right now. His income level isn't as high as it's been in the past. And so he's thinking about going ahead and doing a conversion so that he can have a tax-free account that he can leave to the kids. And he can pay the taxes. He's got quite a bit of assets, so he can reduce his estate. And so he'll get that benefit as well, so by choosing to pay the tax for the kids. And again, so if you've got a senior person that's in a low tax bracket, they're going to be leaving an account to children who may be in a higher tax bracket, again, even though they may have a fairly short life expectancy, it may be to the family's advantage for them to go ahead and make a conversion.
Right, and they want to do that for their heirs.
Yeah.
We have a client in the same situation.
Yeah. So you can just sort of let your mind fly about, so many of these situations. So what are some estate planning reasons to convert? We sort of covered this a little bit. Why don't we go ahead and go through it a bit?
So under the estate planning header, first of all, if you would like to make sure that that account can go ahead and accumulate because you don't have required minimum distributions. Second of all, like you said in the example of your client, paying taxes or converting and paying the tax reduces the size of your taxable estate, and that could make a difference. And your heirs receive those benefits tax-free, even though the account could still be subject to estate tax.
So have you had many clients that have been deciding to make any conversions? Do you have any case studies that have come up yet? Or?
Well, it's funny. We have a client in almost exactly the situation you mentioned your 80-year-old client is in. This client is not quite 80 years old, but he is living off of a pension from his executive days and some distributions from his IRA, and he wants to go ahead and do the conversion to a Roth so that he can pay the tax now and reduce his estate, and he's leaving this account to his children and grandchildren, and so he feels good about doing that. And contrasting that, we have some younger clients who are converting small accounts, and that's, I think, the more common or traditional person who's converting their account to a Roth. The account is small. They're able to pay the tax from cash flow. They expect it to grow for maybe 30 years before they take any distributions from it. So it could be a good situation for them too.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I see quite a bit when I talk to clients that I get, newer clients and so forth, when I talk to them, and I say, well, do you have an IRA to convert? And they say, well, yeah, I may have a couple of dinky little IRAs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, well, what do you have for your 401ks? Well, I worked for a company for a number of years, and I've got a 401k that's sitting there that's $100,000.
Right.
So people think that there's some difficulty. I mean, technically, you can actually take money from a 401k even when you're still employed. You can have an in-service type distribution and put it into an IRA or to a Roth account. But most employers aren't very liberal in allowing those, especially larger ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get pretty bureaucratic.
They like to keep those assets, yes.
Yeah. So, but when you've got these accounts that you've accumulated as an employee, you have the right, in most cases, to just go ahead and convert those at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so here you've got this opportunity now that you may have this significant balance, like I said, in many cases maybe $50,000 to $100,000 or more,
Mm-hmm.
that you can put a really significant amount and load one of these accounts.
You can.
And then, well, let your mind fly as far as what you're going to do with that account. So, you know, if you can find some ways to make it grow. So, I mean, our prejudice is to get a risk-managed portfolio. I'm going to be talking to your dad here soon, and we'll be talking about the things related to that. But like I said, they're doing real estate. You can get private mortgages where you participate in real estate deals, and you may get 15% or more return. You guys have some real estate partnerships where you can get 17%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow!
Yeah, over your lifetime, the investing possibilities are pretty limitless.
Okay. Well, folks, I hope you've become even more excited with our little conversation here about Roth conversion and be thinking more about it. Let your mind fly. And so I'll let you go for that. And I hope you can join us next time on Financial Insider Weekly.